After you get through building up your outside wall and your inner wall, you have to put stabilizing walls into the middle of your sculpture. One of the easier ways to do that is by just doing a quick measurement. You'll notice that I still have some areas here that are giving, and I'm going to need to put a stabilizer there. And so I'm going to just do a quick short measurement. And then it should slide down in there if it's the right size. And then you have to tape it in. There's no set amount. It just depends on your sculpture, on your wall. I'm using the smaller pieces for this. And then you'll have to okay. Now, I was trying to determine what are some of the better ways with the tape for this, and it's really going to be whatever works for you, so you'll have to problem solve. But I did find that if I could start and do half and then have it folded over, that I was a little less frustrated at trying to get my little hands down in there, or my big hands down in there. And so I have half and half, and then it slides down in there, and then you flatten it against your wall. But you have to be careful not to let your tape go too soon, because then it'll stick up and it's too high, because you want it to be level with everything else. And then you check and see if there's any give. If there is, like in that case, I think instead of putting a wall, I'm just going to take some newspaper and support it with some newspaper. Because it's so narrow, it'll be a little difficult to get the wall down in there and get it taped. And this will work in the same stead as that. And then I still have this one area here, and it feels pretty steady. But just for safety, I'm going to go ahead on mine. And you just don't know if this is something that you need or not. And then I'll be ready to put my other piece on top. And I want you to notice that right now it looks like it doesn't really fit. That's because everything's kind of stretched out. So you may want to do your tape again where you're tearing off small pieces. And then I also want you to understand that you can go side to side with it, so that you're taping like this instead of up and down. You're taping half across, and you're making sure it's lined up. And you tape it on, and then you prepare it and get it set up. And then you want to watch for holes. You also want to watch for holes as you were doing the other side when you were doing all of this, and make sure everything's pretty sealed. On your curves, you're probably going to have to tear your tape, making smaller areas, smaller pieces of it, multiple pieces in those areas are cutting notches in it. Try to keep your tape smooth so that your newspaper will go on smooth. And you're going to do this all the way around your sculpture. Same thing with the middle, just like you did in the beginning. You're going to have to also put your tape here and hold that down and get it stationary, just like that. And then when you're done, you're going to have a three-dimensional sculpture that we're going to then apply paper mache to.